Right, welcome everyone to TruthDeficit.com's weekly review. Let's jump right in. Big Brother surveillance. It is not just for governments anymore. Well, businesses have learned that information about you and your data is valuable to them, and this article just goes on with a few examples of that. They got license plate readers. We got this businesses he's collecting 8,000 plate scans every day. That's crazy. Cell phone is spying on you. You probably know that already, but here's an example. This owner of an Asian restaurant has a scanner, and he's collecting information, and he knows where his customers have been. And that's all without their customer knowledge. This is probably happening to you right now, and you don't even know it. Um, Big Brother housing developments, entire developments being built around the um, surveillance program, license plate readers, fiber optic video. Disney implements the Magic Band tracking device. So Disney World has had this for a while, this Magic Band. You put money on it, it tracks your kids wherever they go. They can check in, scan in. This video shows it's a commercial, how they kind of just make it sound fun and trendy and cool. It's just training the kids to be tracked and to wear a tracking device. Smart TVs are spying on us. If you own a newer flat screen TV that's Wi-Fi capable, just be aware it's more than likely sending information about every time you switch channels, every button you push on the remote, how long you watch a particular show. All that information is being sent somewhere, and that is so that they can send you targeted advertising back. Pretty good article there. We have Obamacare website allows government to link your IP address with your name, social security number, bank accounts, and web surfing habits. Again, it's a government-run Trojan horse that collects all this information. It links that with your social security number and your IP address, where you're logging on from, and then it's going to start cross-referencing all your information with sites that it doesn't approve of, anything it doesn't like, and just building a file on you. You are voluntarily surveilling yourself and handing over the data to the government and agreeing to terms of self-incrimination. Just incredible what that website is doing. Why the media doesn't cover, sorry about that, here we go. Why the media doesn't cover jihadist attacks on Middle Eastern Christians. So let's read about this. 200 million Christians are persecuted every year. One Christian is martyred every 5 minutes. And approximately 85% of this persecution occurs in Muslim majority nations. So one Christian every 5 minutes. That's probably newsworthy. Why don't we hear about that? Well, it would destroy the narrative that the mainstream media has built that radical Muslim violence is just a byproduct of Muslim grievance. What that means is Israel is persecuting the Muslims and the Palestinians. And that is what the mainstream media and the left is going to push on us. And for them to then report that Muslims are slaughtering Christians would destroy that narrative. So they do not report on Christian persecution by Muslims. Metaphone, the sensitivity of telephone metadata. So again, we have your cell phone, and the governments want to collect all that metadata, and of course there's a big argument about whether that should be legal or not. They're saying the metadata is there's nothing wrong with collecting that. What they did here in this article, they did a test with 546 participants to see what kind of information they could collect just from the kind of telephone calls they made, and they were able to build kind of a small profile on each person depending on the phone calls they made and who they called, and their Facebook profile. So it's a pretty good article right there about phone tracking. LA cops argue all cars in LA are under investigation. So they have the license plate readers. I don't know, this week's all about license plate readers, I guess. We keep hearing about it. And they're saying that they're going to collect all the license plate data, and they don't need a warrant, and it's doesn't impinge on your Fourth Amendment right. And what happens is every time that they scan a license plate, it's tagged with that location, the geographic location, the date, and the time, and then that starts to build up again a file on you and your vehicle that they just keep and can use in the future if they feel like they need to. Paint thinner in kids' cereal exposed. Trisodium phosphate, TSP. No idea what that was until I read this, but now I know that it is in kids' cereal. And what is trisodium phosphate? Well, it seems that trisodium phosphate is a degreaser, a mildew remover. It's used to wash painted walls. I think up here it actually says it's an industrial cleaning agent. So why is it in the cereal? Just incredible. You have to really be careful of what you are eating, people, because there is all kinds of trash and garbage in our foods. GMOs, fluorides. Just check those labels. If you can't pronounce it and don't know what it is, you probably shouldn't eat it. It's a good rule of thumb. Forget RFID. Check out our super trendy track and trace feature. So this is the new cool, hip, trendy thing is wearable technology. So your cool cell phone is not even cool enough anymore. Now we have wearable technology. That's the new hip and trendy thing. So this is an Android platform, Google based. So it learns everything about you, and then it actually predicts what you want to do and starts giving you direction. This commercial kind of shows that. It's a pretty good commercial, so come back and check that out. Wearable technology, that's the new hip trendy thing, so just be on the lookout for that. Genetic mugshot recreates faces from nothing but DNA. So what they're doing is, okay, they're saying you left a trace of DNA at the scene of the crime. They collect that data and they are able to come up with a mugshot of what you probably look like using that data. Very interesting article here. Just incredible technology that we have now. And I actually did another article very similar to this earlier last year about face sculptures made from your DNA. Not even a picture. We're talking about an actual face sculpture like she's holding right here. And so what's happening is they're collecting cigarette butts, hair follicles, things that have your DNA on it, feeding it into the computer that then comes out with some sort of algorithm, and they hook it all up to a 3D printer, and it prints out this and has your likeness on it. It's incredible, kind of creepy also. Very interesting, very incredible technology. So check this article out. Very, very interesting, both those articles. So it seems like we had a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? License plate scanners, a lot of surveillance this week. Just be aware of what's going on in the world. You are being watched all the time. Everything you're doing is being collected by someone, somewhere, and it is an incredible invasion of your privacy, so just be aware of it. All right? That is all we have this week. That was the highlights, and we will see you next week at TruthDeficit.com's weekly review. And there in the week this week, go to TruthDeficit.com and check out our other articles. We've got all kinds of things going on all week long, and we will see you next week.